Red Brick Productions here with another LEGO video, and today I have a very special review with the LEGO Star Wars Jabba's Palace set. This is the version from 2012. It has 717 pieces, and the set number, I don't have the box, so I can't just, I think it's like, 9516. So without further ado, let's take a look at this set. I'm so pumped. Let's take a look at the figures in a second, but there are two parts to this build. There's the big tower right here, and then of course Jabba's throne room. So without further ado, we'll take a look at the tower, and it can be separated off because it's just connected via some Technic pieces. What the tower looks like from the front. Of course, we have that awesome door with the eyeball piece or whatever that can pop out and scan whoever is going by. Again, that play feature is just pushing it with your finger out. It also locks the door from going up, so you have to push that in, and then the door can raise up. Now, this door is activated via something here, where you just pull that up. I was worried when building this door because it does use a lot of brown, and the brown was making some sketchy noises when I was putting it together. Now, there are a ton of snot pieces that are not used. I think that's just for some detailing, and it kind of looks like bullet holes, which is kind of cool. There is also a door locking mechanism up at the top here. I wish there's a better way of showing this. You can see there is this little piece right here, which can be activated by some Technic pins. So when you lift up the door, after you put the eye in, this goes up super high, and that goes in, stopping the door from falling. And then if you twist those Technic pieces, well, that's supposed to fall. Okay, the pieces are a little bit old, so it has worked before, where now if I move it, it might just be a little stuck. It's okay. It usually works, which is totally fine. And then, of course, we have this front turret right here, which these can be articulated individually to shoot any unwanted people. Now, in the back, there isn't much detailing. There are some lights right here, and then up at the top here, there is a bottle and then a crate, which holds one of the big blasters that fell out when I had been tipping it to its side. And then, of course, we have the space binoculars and then another blaster right there. And of course, there's plenty of space for your minifigures to stand in there. And yeah, overall, it looks really good. The tower also looks good up here. You can hear the gun falling out again. Looks really good. There wasn't too much brown, but there was a lot of brown in this tower. And this was like where most of the brown was. So I was a little nervous putting this set together for sure. But overall, this tower looks pretty good. Much better than the Boba Fett's throne room or the newest Jabba's palace, because that tower was a little bit short compared to this. Look at the throne room. The first thing I want to note is that you can remove the roof of this, which just lets in a lot more light. So we'll keep that off as we review this, but we're going to remove the minifigures. With the figures removed, this place looks very empty, which is totally okay. I do have the extra hairpiece right there. There is nothing in this barrel. There's a little bit of some, I don't even know, like orange grapes or something. There's some cups right there. Of course, there's a little frog in this container, which, you know, has Jabba's thing. I don't know if he's drinking or smoking it, but, you know, he's got his little thing that can not even attach there, but just settle there. You have the throne here, which is not connected at all because this is part of a play feature where if you push this all the way back, you'll notice that this sticks out all the way right here, which is a little interesting. And so basically the point is you're supposed to have, I don't know, someone like this figure here dance. And then if you don't like the dancing, you slide out this right here, which drops this platform, having the minifigure fall. Now, if you have Rancor's cage, the minifigure will fall into Rancor's cage, which we will show later because I do have that set. Now, the point is you're supposed to shut that. And then if you push this, I'm going to push it, you'll see the throne slides up so you can view from this little grate piece and watch as the Rancor feeds, which is a super cool little play feature there. And it's nice because I didn't know that that was how the play feature worked. But when it's all pushed in, it doesn't look bad from the back. This actually looks really good from the front, and I like the height here compared to, again, Boba's throne room. This is much better. Now, there is a part where you can disconnect this and open this up, much like Boba's throne room, and you can get a view from the back. That little plate right here that pushes the throne forward. Just has a pot and a little fire right there. And then, of course, underneath the throne, there's a couple gold coins, a blaster, and another frog there. And so those get covered up when the throne is pushed all the way back right there. That's kind of cool. I like the little hidden feature right there of those things. You have this doorway right here. Of course, you have Han Solo in his carbonite right here, which is on a little turntable so it can swivel around, and then it's clipped on so this can go up and down. And you do have a print there, and I'm assuming that's the print that allows Han Solo to be removed from the carbonite. But yeah, that's really it for the build. There isn't much to it. There is one more play feature which we haven't shown, which is up on the roof here. And I haven't talked about this one. This one, for years, I've always wondered what it was. I never knew. I never watched like a review for this set either. I've just always wanted it. There is a little red piece right here. You can see it. It's from the front. It's very obvious. Very much a red action play feature piece. And yeah, that's always been interesting to me. You can remove that if you want to, but all it does is if you push it, a little spring-loaded, or not spring-loaded, this is a flick fire missile just shoots out. Why? I don't know, but it's fun. It's an extra play feature, and that is super cool. And yeah, this set is just really awesome. Again, this one doesn't have as much brown until you get to the roof area and stuff. I was very careful when placing it because this is an older set, but I didn't have any brittle brown experiences, thank goodness. So yeah, this looks super good from the back too and the front. I like the shaping of it all. I think this looks really nice. And I want to show it with the tower connected, which it goes right here. And again, this just adds so much. The back looks really good. It looks a lot like Jabba's palace. And it's a lot taller than Boba Fett's throne room, which is my big comparison one, because that one's just so short, and that was my biggest issue with it. And this is just really good looking from all angles, honestly. I really do like this set a ton. Again, I do have a ton of bias because this was my white whale for the longest time, but yeah, this looks super good. So there's a reason why you can't see the set right now, and that's of course because for the past 11 years I've had this set, which is the Rancor Pit, on display. And let's be honest here, this on its own looks so ugly. It's just gray and brown, and it's just got the Rancor Pit. But finally, for the first time since then, I can attach Jabba's palace on top of the Rancor Pit to get a fully complete set. Also, I need to put the Rancor in his pit. There we go. It is finally complete, and I'm gonna have to zoom out a little bit. Whoop. There we go. Now they're complete, and it looks beautiful on display. Of course, now that play feature can actually make sense where, I guess I have to scoot up a little bit, where of course you can move back Jabba's throne, his seat, his stage, and you can have a you can have a minifigure such as Luke stand on the platform, you pull it out, and then Luke falls down into the Rancor Pit. I don't know where he went. He's probably behind the Rancor, but he did fall down there, which is so awesome. A few things to note once they're connected. First off, this is stable. This is not going to fall. This little side build here, you can remove it, as I mentioned, so that is removable. However, that does not impact the play feature of the Rancor set, where this can separate open like that. Even with the tower on, it still can. And then you can raise the gate up. Once this is closed, the gate cannot raise, which is totally fine. It's also important to note that with the Rancor Pit attached, this cannot separate. The back part cannot open up anymore because it is attached onto the Rancor Pit, and that's how it's holding it together. But again, those things are just not even like that big of play features. They're more of just access stuff, which is totally fine. Everything else works great. But yeah, that's really it for this. I don't have any of the packaging or leftover pieces. The nice thing is, because the throne isn't necessarily connected, it's super easy to attach Jabba on there, because it's kind of hard to line him up. But then once you got him on there, You can include any of the figures on this little seat right here. You can put some people in the back, like Bib Fortuna. And then, of course, it can be a little tricky to get them in there. I think the string fell. Boom. And then you just put them right there. You can put that in Jabba's hand. Boom. And then, of course, all the rest of the figures just kind of get placed around like this. And there's a ton of figures in this set. A lot of really cool ones. And yeah, so that just looks awesome with everyone all packed in there. And of course, you can include the Rancor Pit figures if you have that set as well. But yeah, that looks awesome now. It's super lively, lots of figures. So yeah, this is awesome. But now, speaking of the figures, let's take a look at them. You have to start off with Jabba the Hutt himself. And this version really only came in 3 sets so far. Both Jabba's sail barges and the set. So this one is really awesome. It's just a few pieces where you have the big torso, or the slug part right there with a little Technic pin, and then this head. So this does have 360-degree rotation. You can move him around. The arms are articulatable, but not very much. And that's kind of really it for him. But this mold is just really awesome, and the printing here is good. You even got the tattoo. Sorry, you even got the tattoo on his arm there. There's some printing on the body. Very light, but it just shows a bunch of like rolls and stuff. So it's just pretty gross figure, but I really like this figure a lot. I do have the original sail barge, not the like OG one with the old Jabba mold, but the newer one. So this one is super cool to get another one of, and I like it a lot. So yeah, let's take a look at the next one. This is a very interesting minifigure. I actually do not know her name, but this is like, I mean, this is a scandalous minifigure. Like, if you look at that, you can see, like, the almost lingerie on this figure, which is wild for a Lego minifigure to have. It looks great. Like, the printing here is really good. There are no cracks on this figure. This figure came in great condition, which is crazy because I've seen a lot of issues with this. There is an alternate face where she is screaming, which makes sense because I believe in the movie she fell into the Rancor Pit. Or not fell, she was thrown into the Rancor Pit. But yeah, this is a crazy minifigure. It's definitely something Lego probably wouldn't do to this day, which is wild. But yeah, this looks awesome. This is a great figure to have, and yeah, really crazy to see some differences here. But yeah, that's it for this figure. Fortuna, which came in the Boba Fett's throne room, but this one uses a hard plastic for the head piece instead of the soft plastic. There is a cape, and this is the old style cape. It came a little bit bent, but that's not too bad. No back printing to notice. There is front printing right there, which looks pretty good, and then of course the face. No alternate face, but that's totally fine. And then this headpiece is crazy to me. A lot of really cool, I totally dropped it. A lot of really cool molds in this set, and yeah, this figure looks really good. And the cape isn't too bad. And again, no cracks on this figure either. Here is the Gamorrean Guard, and this looks really good. Again, we got an updated one in Boba Fett's throne room. This just uses one piece over the torso, so of course there's no printing, which is fine. The leg printing looks pretty good. You do have that axe there, and yeah, this figure also looks really good. There are no cracks on this figure, which is kind of shocking because I believe mine from the Rancor Pit has one. No, I'm looking right now. It does not have a crack, but yeah, it's definitely a very cool figure to get in the set. So now we have 2 of them. This one's from the Rancor Pit. This little guy, which was updated in the new Jabba sail barge, but this is super cool. A really interesting mold, and the printing on this is really good. I've seen some of these guys be a little bit damaged, but in this set, since it is used, the set is used, it looks really good there, and it just sits on one stud, and I really like how this looks. It's a crazy figure to get. Buildable droid figure. I actually don't know what this is, but it looks good. Like, I look back at some reference images. I really don't know the names of these, but it just uses the katana pieces for legs, and then there's a little stud in the bulb there. I haven't seen that piece used in a long time, but yeah, looks super good. Yeah, cool. Walk around. On to the good guys. We have a classic Chewbacca here, which is actually my first classic Chewbacca. I think my first one was like the big Millennium Falcon, believe it or not. The printing here Looks a little worn. It's not terrible though. I don't mind the printing being like too worn. There's no eyes in that face, and this is, again, much like the Gamorrean guard, where this is just one piece. I don't know if I can take it off because of the handcuffs, so we'll have to remove the handcuffs first. And so, of course, we got Chewbacca here, and then if we got to put the arms down. Again, super basic, no printing at all there, just on the face and stuff. We have Princess Leia here in her guard armor, which looks really awesome. Princess Leia does include an extra hairpiece, where if you remove that, boom, there we go. And this is such a classic figure to get. The printing here looks really good. This is the only figure where I did notice there was a crack, and it's on the arm right there. You can see the crack, but that's not a huge deal. I don't really mind that all too much. There is some back printing, but she does have a backpack on, so if we remove her head, you can see the back printing there. You do have the backpack with the binoculars there. And I don't, oh my gosh, I can't remember if there is an alternate face or not. Oh, I'm trying to get her hair off. There is. It's an angry face right there, so that can go right there. And then, of course, she has the little stick to kind of poke Chewbacca with, and then, of course, the bomb right there, a little detonator. And this helmet looks incredible. I didn't really like spend too much time because I put her hair piece on so quickly, but this helmet is so cool. Look at that. I mean, the mold on that is really good. All the printing and the details on there is really cool. So yeah, this is an awesome figure to have. We have Han Solo in the Carbonite, and this is super cool. I love getting this Carbonite piece. I did have it before in like the transformation set. It came with like Boba Fett and like the guy that does it. And then there's the printing. Of course, the classic shirt and that face, which he does have an alternate face where it's a little bit like that. And this one's a little bit worn, but it's not like too bad. I honestly don't mind though. I don't need it in like perfect condition. This is just a great figure to have. I kind of like them used because it's like, you know, this was someone's set beforehand and they loved it, and now I get to enjoy it. So that's super cool. And then of course the Carbonite looks. This is just a great mold. Like this is awesome. This is super cool. Anyway, now that we're taking a look at the figures, there's no really packaging, so we'll just move straight on to the final verdict. For my final verdict, this set is awesome. Now, I've wanted this set since 2012. I loved Jabba's Palace when it first came out back when I was a kid, and I had always wanted it, especially once I got the Rancor Pit. I begged for it, but I just never got it. I got a lot of other cool sets, so I'm not like upset that I never got it, but I did finally get this. I was able to use some money from money that I earned from one of my clubs. I wasn't stealing my club's money. Don't fret. But you get a little bit of you get a stipend from one of my clubs, and so I was able to save up enough for this. I did spend roughly $280 on this, which was so much money. It was so much money, but the set is just super. It's like one of the cheaper ones, and this one is in really good condition. There's not many cracks on the figures. All the pieces were there, so this was a really good find. All the printing still looks incredible, and now I have it on display right above my bed on top of Rancor's Pit, which has just been my dream since 2012. So I'm super happy about the set. I think the crazy part is it looks really good, even though it's not like fully enclosed. It looks good from all angles, even with this, the action feature being very apparent. It still looks really good. And again, this is a 2012 set, and honestly, I think this one is better than Boba Fett's Palace, or Boba Fett's Throne Room. This one is incredible. This one is really good. So I'm super happy to have this set in my hands finally after, what, 13 years? This is a dream come true, so I'm super happy with the set. I give this set, honestly, 10 out of 10. It lived up to my hype. It lived up to its expectations. It honestly is better than I thought, which is really awesome. So I'm super happy to have this set, and that's really it for this video. So if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts about the set in the comments below. And if you want to see a review of the Rancor Pit, I would love to do an older style review of it as well, because I do have that set. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. Bye.